time for a little Funky Friday. From their funky hidden headquarters, your hosts, Keith and Gary. Not Jay.
Well, it's Friday.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. And Anima was just hanging out with us. She's in the chat now. And we lost Martine. He is not here. We don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to him. I didn't hear him say he was leaving. Did you hear him say anything?
No, he just disappeared, so it's probably his internet.
Oh, yeah. South of the border, man. South of the border. So we're going to be talking. I got to change my glasses because I cannot see you guys with those glasses. I can only see them, you guys, with that glass. There, see, now I can see you guys. So we're going to be talking a little bit about some favorite horror films, plus some other news and shit. In fact, if you want to, we can talk about some news now. What's some top news?
Let's see. Top news. As of right now, for those few people that are still fans of the MCU, we're getting closer and closer to the release of the Marvels. And it is not looking good right now. It is basically looking like it's going to be the lowest rated and grossing film released since the inception of Marvel Studios, at least. I have no words for how badly this film is projected to do. Wow. But
I heard she's like ready to quit.
You know what? She is ready to go, although the reasoning sounds like it's more it sounds out of date, basically. I think she was ready to go long ago, and that they just kept her around. But as of the 13th, the Marvels is tracking to have the MCU's worst opening weekend ever. And long-range box office tracking for the Marvels suggests not many Marvel Cinematic Universe fans are interested in watching Carol Danvers' next blockbuster feature, at least in theaters. Okay? And that is straight from our friends at CBR. Lee Freytag is the author of that particular article. According to Box Office Pro, the upcoming MCU sequel is currently tracking to earn between $50 million and $75 million in its opening weekend at the domestic box office. If the Marvels comes in on the lower end of projections, the superhero movie would set an unfortunate new record in the MCU for the worst opening weekend ever. The Hulk 2008 currently holds that record with an opening weekend of $55.4 million, followed by Ant-Man 2015 with $57.2. Pre-sales trends are currently 69% behind the pace of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and 42% behind Eternals. Let me repeat that. 42% behind Eternals.
That's bad.
Even if the Marvels... Oh, go ahead.
I'd seen numbers where they're saying as low as 30 million opening weekend.
Even if the Marvels comes in on a higher end of projections, 75 million would still be less than half of the 153.4 million the first installment in the MCU sub-franchise Captain Marvel opened to back in 2019. Captain Marvel ended its theatrical run with 426.8 million domestically, while the Marvels is currently tracking for a final domestic haul of $189 million. You know, I think it's pretty clear. I think we've established that since 2019, Kevin Feige's been in full charge of all of this, and that it is basically working out to be a failure with all of it. Can we at least all agree on that?
Yeah.
I really have never seen any company fall apart as quickly as I have with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Any film series. I've never seen this happen before like this. Given the amount of money that they were making for phases 1 through 3. And I gotta say, I think something that Gary, you and I had been saying off and on is starting to happen, which is we would always talk about the fact that eventually they would write books about this. And I think the first of those books is coming out.
So what do you think is going to come from it?
There's a book called The MCU, The Reign of Marvel Studios, which is pretty much just a book, from what I'm learning, is giving away all the behind-the-scenes secrets since they first started doing this, what it was actually like working for phases 1 through 3, and some of the things that actually went on behind the scenes that set the stage, even during then, for how bad things are going now. And I mean, you name it, this book reveals it. And I first heard about this from Gary at Nerdrotic. It's by Dave Gonzalez and Joanna Robinson. This is the first of these tell-all books. This brings the total number of books, in my mind, to 3, covering the history of Marvel Comics. There is a Marvel book that I first found a few years back that whenever you type, Google Marvel Comics biography, this is one of the books that shows up, and it's a tell-all about the real history of Marvel Comics. There's a second book that was put out at the end of the 90s that was discussing how Marvel got sold and everything that went into Marvel ending up under its current owner or former owner. And there were a lot of really bad things that happened during the negotiations for Marvel to be purchased by Ike Perlmutter. And now this.
Yep.
So Marvel's not having a good time. They've made a lot of money, and no one will ever be able to take that away from them. They've made a lot of stuff that people really enjoy, but it is increasingly becoming clear that it's at a steady kind of S show behind the scenes kind of feel. And this latest book, yeah, it's part of a trend, and it's an unfortunate trend because I think I'm not the only one here that has enjoyed a lot of these Marvel films, but this is what happens when you F around and find out.
F around and find out. Well, look, they dug their graves in this. Every single person involved at Disney, Marvel, Lucasfilm, they worked hard for this to happen. I don't know.
Let's not forget Pixar.
Well, that's still part of Disney. It's just it's a mess. And the people at Pixar worked so hard at it that they got the people that were actually creating things, making money, fired or to quit.
Yeah.
So they could get their way to make the kind of stuff they wanted to make. And what happened? it fell in. It collapsed in on itself.
That is the disgusting part. Why would you ever kill your golden goose on purpose?
Yeah.
That goes against the first rule I ever learned about business, which is don't mess with the money.
And of course, that guy took his business elsewhere.
Yeah.
So he's making money for Sony now, isn't it?
No, well, he
Yep.
was, but they recently their deal's up and they're not renewing with Sony.
They're going to take it.
Wow.
Well, they're going to do it on their own.
Yeah,
That might be the best thing.
and
I'm
it's not
serious.
Sony, it was
That-
Apple.
Oh, okay. That still might be the best thing. Do it on your own. Don't have anybody giving you orders. Pixar was really good back when they were running their own show. Back when their relationship with Disney was that they were more of a contractor rather than a part of Disney. And ironically, the person who was responsible for that deal in buying Pixar and getting Pixar into Disney was our friend Bob.
Yeah, and of course, Iger, if you didn't see it, I'm sure you did see it, Keith. Andre did his latest update of where everything went wrong with Iger and Chapek.
Yeah.
And Chapek, was trying to right the ship. And it was Bob Iger behind the scenes sabotaging everything because he wanted the company back. And again, I want to bring up the fact that I'm very proud of this, that I predicted long before it ever happened that he was going to do that. Bob Iger he wanted his job back. He wanted to come back and save the day. But the problem is he created every single problem, and you can't fix the problem while you're still making problems.
Well, that's the irony. It was a year ago.
It's mopping
this
with
month.
It's mopping with muddy shoes.
Yeah. It was a year ago this month that Bob Chapek had revealed that he was going to let Lucasfilm do whatever they needed to do. He wasn't worried about Lucasfilm. He was going to make Marvel Studios his focus because he felt that there was still something worth fighting for with Marvel Studios a year ago. And little did anybody know that within a month he'd be gone. But had Chapek still been there, a lot of what has been released, a lot of what has gone on, probably would not have easily happened, especially the most recent piece of news about Daredevil Born Again. Because Chapek would have been looking over Kevin Feige's shoulder going, okay, so let me get this straight.
And I have an insider that worked on Daredevil that I can't share their name. They need to keep it quiet. And so, but they told me, they reported to me in one episode in particular that they were there for, it was a shit show. And it was a scene where D'Onofrio is playing Kingpin, and he's the mayor, I guess, of New York City. And he has met with the heads or people from Latvia. Somehow, that means that Dr. Doom is involved in the story somewhere.
Yeah.
And that there was a Latvian choir there singing a choir version of We Built This City in Latvian. It wasn't English. And they served him some sort of dish when they reveal it in front of him the first time. Oh, we lost Keith. The first time we see it, D'Onofrio wasn't prepared, I'm assuming, because the guy said D'Onofrio's look of astonishment was almost like palpable. That on this tray, this dish was a single loaf of what was supposed to be brown rye bread, but it looked like a giant turd. And then they went around, did some more stuff, and then came back and reshot it again. And he said it was just the whole thing was uncomfortable and awkward, the whole scene. And this is just one scene that was described to me from one of the people that worked on the show. So,
yeah, so they definitely needed to do something. I think Marvel's writing quality really fell off. Really fell off the cliff when they started banning fans from being in the writing room.
Yeah, when the head of hiring new talent for writers,
Nate Moore.
Yeah, fucking made it clear that they weren't going to be hiring Marvel fans. That was when we knew they'd cut the throat of the golden goose. So,
yeah,
they tell their writers and they tell the actors.
Oh my God, Stephen is here.
Yeah, hello, it's me. I'm back again. The ghost of Halloween past. They tell the writers and the actors don't read the source material. Hello.
Yeah, we're
yeah, yeah, we're listening.
It's like that should be like the number one thing. Research your character. Look into writers. Look into the backstories.
Well, it's not the first time we've heard that. You remember way back
Yeah.
during the X-Men days? What's her name? The director, the wife of the director from Superman, the movie. She and her team told them not to read the X-Men comics, Hugh Jackman in particular, not to read any of the source comics. But Bryan Singer apparently went and got him copies. And this is astonishing to me. But please continue, Stephen. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, how many times have we said this? You have decades of source material. You practically have it. You have the storyboards ready. It's right there in front of you. You liked the source material. You spent millions, maybe billions of dollars buying the source material. Make what you bought. Why change it?
Yeah.
I don't understand. These people are allergic to money, I guess.
Yeah. Martine's trying to come back. He's having some PC issues. He lost power. Now he's trying to get his PC back up and running.
Okay.
So
I hope everything's okay. I know he won't be with us tomorrow.
Yeah.
For Tom and Jerry, which reminds me, I just invited Tom to join us if he wants to give us his top 5 list. We're not complaining about anything. We are talking. That's Polly. Well, I want to talk about our favorite horror films and go through a list of them.
Yep, I got my list.
I got my list and I checked it twice. Polly, you want to join us? There's Martine.
Hey, welcome back.
Bang.
And what I kind of wanted was for each person to put their top 5 favorite Halloween movies. Oh, look at that. You and Keith got internet at the same time.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, yeah. You always remind me of the doctor from Simpsons. Hi, everybody. So Polly is here. Tom is in the chat too. And Scribe Light. Look, everybody's here. This is awesome. Let's see. I want to say hi to everybody. We got Brian's in the house too. We got Andy Morrow from the UK. Penny is here. Of course, Brian, who is from Scotland but lives in Canada now. Bet you're regretting that now, aren't you, Brian? AF Watcher 88 is here. Let's see, who else is here? We got Read by Nature. Keto Simple. Dustin, what's up, buddy? Man, get that schedule. Get that schedule. He's already kind of announced that we're going to do a favorite keto diet show. I'm all for it. Dark Plato is here. Let's see. Tom is here for Midnight's Edge. And let's see. Slasher Fred is here, of course. We're going to be talking about horror. So, you know he's got to be here. And Scribe Light, good friend of mine. Polly, the Latino Slant, is here. He's had some really good videos recently, and I liked his reaction. Let's see. Our Muslim uncle is here. Assalamu alaikum. Happy Halloween. And let's see. This is really our first episode to kind of start the season for Halloween. I kind of see it that way. I don't do the 30 days of Halloween, but we are now a week out from our big show. We're going to have Dick Dizell next Friday, and we're going to have the amazing Frank LaLoggia here to talk about his classic film, which is on my list. And that's it, guys. Whip it out, your lists.
Right soon.
I phrased it that way on purpose. Who wants to start out? Who wants to start? And by the way, in the chat, please give us your top 5 list so I can read them. And I would deeply appreciate it, man. What the fuck was that? Is that a cat?
Sounded like a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like somebody's choking it or strangling it. Oh!
How do you know that sound?
I don't know.
He
It's just what I
strangled
guess
many
they sound
cats
like.
in his time.
That's like when somebody goes, man, that tastes like shit. How do you know what shit tastes like? Just assuming, guessing.
Well, I'll start then.
All right, John's going to go. All right, John.
My number 5 favorite horror movie all time is Clive Barker's Nightbreed.
Good film.
Yeah.
The director's cut
Yeah,
is mine.
yeah, especially, yeah.
I saw it in the theater, and I was a little disappointed with it. But later, when they put up the director's cut, man, I really liked it. I was like, that's the movie I wanted to see, because I read the book.
Yeah.
I was a voracious reader back in the day of Clive Barker, H.P. Lovecraft. You know, man. So that's number 1.
That's
Or is that number 5? That's number
That's my
5.
number
So you're going
5.
to work your way down. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. What's
So
next?
we're gonna do my whole list. All
Yeah,
right,
dude. I want to hear him.
okay. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
I liked that movie a lot.
I do too.
It scared the poop out of me in the theater. It really surprised me. I kept expecting at some moment, how does this relate to Michael Myers? It's like, I was so confused. I didn't understand what John Carpenter was doing.
Yeah. Well, originally they were going to do an
All
anthology. show.
anthologicals. Yeah.
Yeah.
all
So
anthologicals.
where they weren't all connected, but the studio went, that guy with the mask, do more of that.
Yeah, the only connection it has is there's a scene from, I think, Halloween 2 in it. Isn't there?
Yeah, I
Because
think
of the
so.
commercial break.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm one of the few people, by the way, that likes Halloween 2. Because Carpenter wrote it. And that's where the whole sister thing got started. He's your sister. No, that's Star Wars. Sorry.
Yeah.
And what's it? Did you read that shit, by the way? Off topic, but on topic. What's his name? Vaughn. What's his name? The director.
Oh, yes.
I just want
Man.
to kick him in the junk. I just did.
Just,
I like half his stuff. I like the stuff he did before he became famous. The stuff when he had to work his ass off. Like 4-Layer Cake is, I love that movie. I don't
like
need to ever
Kingsman.
see it again. I do not.
the first
It
one.
was
The
just ridiculous.
the
No, it was
Kingsman.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was over the top.
Okay.
It's over the top.
Yeah,
man.
well-
I couldn't stand it. It was too over the top.
That-
I tried
that's
to
the
like
point.
the latest one, The King's
The
Man.
Kingsman. Yeah.
And I had problems with it again because he keeps going over the top with shit. But anyway, he said that they should just completely reboot Star Wars, new Luke Skywalker, new everything. And I'm like, you know, back in the 70s, that guy would have just disappeared. His career would have just died right there. Star Wars fans would have just destroyed him.
Yep.
You know, but now the internet allows these fucking douche nozzles a voice, so he's going to keep yammering away stupidly about Star Wars. And I would never want to watch, because he is, and Keith brings this up. He is J.J. Abrams' acolyte.
That explains a lot.
Matthew Vaughn is absolutely into J.J. Abrams. Fucking Christ, come in thinking we're talking Halloween stuff and it's MCU talk. Actually, no, I'm not doing MCU right now. Was that from earlier?
Yeah, that was earlier.
Oh, we lost Keith again.
Yep.
So we've got 2 in. Let's get to your number. What would this be? Number 3.
Yeah, number 3, Alien, the original, 1979. That's even though a lot of people go, it's sci-fi, but no, it's straight
still
up horror. Yeah,
It's a haunted house story.
Yeah.
They're trapped. Yeah. I love that. And that was done on purpose. They intentionally did it that way to give it that same feel. That their lives are in danger in this haunted house. There's something loose. What's number 2 for you?
My number 2 is Event Horizon.
You've talked about this before, I remember. And my problem with the film, I told you, is that it just felt like Hellraiser in space.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And
it's got a little bit of that Cthulhu-esque feel to it. It's got
in
that,
space.
Yeah,
Cthulhu,
in space.
In space.
Yeah, it's in space. But, I mean, that's just the backdrop. I mean, that's...
I like the film, though. I do.
Yeah.
I do like the film. So I get why you liked it. And it is horrifying, some of the imagery. And it's been said that there is a longer cut of it out there, but I don't think we'll ever see it.
No, there isn't.
That would be
Okay,
nice.
stop playing the old comments. Get to the newer comments.
Everybody has.
And especially for anybody who puts up, put a star on anybody who gives us their top 5 list. So now we're down to number 1.
Number 1. And this is going to be controversial.
Uh-oh.
But Army of Darkness.
No, I like that film. It's more comical, but it still has the horror elements in it. It's about as scary as Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
But
that's
even
my top 5.
Ghostbusters has horror elements in it.
Yeah, it certainly does.
Oh, look, Alien, back in 79, for any of you that were alive then, remember how they advertised it. That one of the things that went around is that a woman had a heart attack in New York while watching the film. And they let that go. It went everywhere. And people were fainting. And it was so bad that even me, at the age of 15, I closed my eyes at the scene where the egg opened and the face hugger jumped out. I hadn't seen that until it was on VHS. Just that one moment. It was too intense for me. And yeah, I know I was a little gay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I like.
Any runner-ups for you? Give us a couple.
Yeah, well, the Nightmare on Elm Street, is it 3? The Dream Warriors, or is that 4?
Dream Warriors? Yes. It is actually my favorite of the whole franchise. I like it more than I like the original, and then I like the original. It's number 3, and then number 1, and then number 2, and then I didn't give 2 shits for the other ones.
And then another one would be In the Mouth of Madness.
Absolutely. Nice. Great selection. Great selection. Army of Darkness. What was like your favorite horror moment in it?
It's the whole Deadite thing. You've got this army of the undead.
Swallow your soul. Swallow your soul.
You've got to defend against an army of undead, but they're not zombies, but they're skeletons and there's zombies and stuff, but they're not acting like zombies typically do. They're acting like an army.
Yeah, and actually, I love the trip. Okay, Tom said that he's in the middle of some stuff, but he's going to try to join us if he can.
Okay.
Send Paulie an invite, see, because I'm curious what his top 5 would be. But Keith, you're back.
Yeah.
What were your top 5?
Starting at number 5, John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness.
Absolutely great movie.
That is one of those films.
Apocalypse trilogy.
Oh, you should get a bunch of friends together and just watch that. That's what I keep telling people.
I want to show it to Anima, but I don't think she'll ever watch it. Some of those scenes are really kind of creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like Alice Cooper outside the fucking place, always standing there staring. Just creepy as hell whenever it cuts to him.
And the irony is, Alice Cooper's a really nice guy.
He's a nice guy, a devout Christian. Plays golf with my brother, Steven.
Cool.
To this day,
Nice.
still plays with him. Down in Phoenix. Anyway, that was number 1. Great
Yep.
film. Well, technically number 5.
Number 5.
We're doing it countdown. So what's your number 4?
Number 4, John Carpenter's The Thing.
Man, you're like me, dude, with the whole John Carpenter thing. My top 5 favorite films of all time. All 5, the first 5, are Ridley Scott, John Carpenter, Ridley Scott, John Carpenter, John Carpenter, Ridley Scott. That's how it goes. It's weird.
That is the thing about that movie, okay, is that, in my opinion, it is probably one of the best adaptations of a previous story I have ever watched.
Mm-hmm.
John Carpenter really
adapted from previous material, published material. Yeah.
That entire cast is so good in that movie. And again, that's another one of those films that you watch with a group of friends. And I swear to you, if you're sitting with a group of people who have never seen it before, tell everybody at the beginning of the movie to huddle up, get close together, and I guarantee you by the end of that movie, nobody's going to be sitting next to each other. I'm telling you, this will make you freaking paranoid by the end of it. First time I watched the movie, and I wouldn't eat anything that didn't come out of a can for almost a week.
What's your favorite moment in it?
It's the test. It's the whole test scene, the blood test scene. That to me just
he was
gets
a genius how he set it up too.
Oh, that is just, yeah, there's just something about the way Carpenter set up that entire thing. It is freaking genius. And it's, again, it's the strength of all the actors. You can't just have one actor that's really good at this. That's the secret of horror. Everybody has to be dialed in the cast, or else it, in my opinion, it affects the quality of you trying to scare everyone. You know, we've all seen these movies where, you know, you'll have at least one or two people that you can tell in the cast that are really dialed in and everybody else is just phoning it in. In a movie like this, everybody has to be in, or else it doesn't work.
Yep.
And the amount of tension in this movie, everybody has to be there.
It came out during a period when paranoia was high in the United States because of the outbreak of the AIDS virus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the whole thing played into it. So did Blade Runner. Both of them came out the same summer. And both of them suffered the same demise in the theater because of one other film. And a lot of us blame E.T. for eating up the box office.
Oh, yeah.
It should have been shared with them. And it's not why I hate E.T. I hate E.T. because I think it's an insipid story.
It's manipulative. It was the first movie that I realized that, you know, we're being manipulated with a story. And again, I don't hate Spielberg or any of the cast or anybody. It's just the fact that watching that movie, I just felt like I was being manipulated to feel the feelings that I was for the character. For some reason, I kept thinking when I first watched the movie, it's like, you know, it'd be so cool is if he ended up inviting the kids onto the ship and it kind of be like his own conclusion to Close Encounters. Except that, you know, they take these kids up there so they can eat them. I was a real weird child with this movie. That was the only way I could make that film work in my head. So
what was your favorite moment of the thing, Gary?
Oh, it's the blood test scene.
Oh.
But I also really love the Blair scene when he loses his shit.
Yeah.
Because the way they shot that, it's intense. Because he's really swinging that fucking axe. That's a real axe he's throwing around. And Kurt Russell admits it if you listen to the commentary. He was nervous about running at him with that fucking table. And that axe goes through the fucking table right next to him. Everybody was there was a lot of stuff done in that film that was dangerous
Mm-hmm.
and to do, but they did it. And I got to tell you, the only thing better than the movie itself, a John Carpenter movie, is the John Carpenter commentary.
Yeah.
Right now on YouTube, I think they just put it up. One of the Escape films.
Escape from New York. Yeah.
Is it Escape from New York? Has the commentary with Kurt Russell on him, and it's a great commentary. I got to tell you, sometimes I just want to watch the movie and listen to them talk, and they'll just start laughing. Like when they're talking about when Kurt starts talking about Wilford Brimley, it's some of the funniest shit. He just is so tickled by Wilford Brimley because he was an old cowboy. Okay, he worked on the ranch, so the scene where he's got to pull the guts out and everything. He says, oh my God, he loved that scene. He loved doing it, grabbing the guts and just slopping it around and playing in it.
Yeah, my favorite thing moment is Spiderhead.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
you gotta be.
Norris's head stretches and falls off and goes under the desk and sprouts crab spider legs and 2 eyeballs pop up.
Yep.
Crazy as fucking shit. And led to one of the most memorable lines of Palmer saying that. Yeah. It's like, you got to be fucking kidding me. What's funny is he was already taken at that point because his character changed.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the shift in how his character is played.
Mm-hmm.
And it led to an interesting discussion just the other day again. And I said, look, you guys can talk yourself blue in the face, but the first person infected is Norris, but it's not a fast infection. You see the wolf walking through when Mac and Doc Copper are headed over to the camp, and there's a guy's silhouette shadow on the wall when the dog goes in. Okay, and they said, well, you know, John Carpenter intentionally used an extra that didn't look like the others. I said, that doesn't matter. Look at what he's wearing, stupid.
Yep.
He's wearing Norris's clothes. A sweater with a collar popped up through the collar, and his hair is poofed up on top and come back. Yep. Doesn't matter if it's the actor playing him. That's obviously who it is. Yep. Also, it can't be Palmer because Palmer roomed with Childs. And on that side of the room where the shadow was, there was shit on the fucking wall. And the bed was set up differently, and there's a shelf.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't there. So, no, that was clearly not. And it can't fucking be Childs. It can't be Knowles.
Nope.
Can't be Doc Copper. Can't be fucking Blair. Clearly, you know, people are so stupid with that argument. And I just like, whatever, fuck off. The first person infected, and it was through licking, was Norris.
Yep.
And when you see the scene, according to the script, he had an incipient heart condition that the thing didn't know how to replicate, and it caused him to have the heart attack. And then it gets exposed.
Yep.
Great fucking movie, though. It is on my list too, by the way. It is on one of my lists. Okay, what's next, Keith?
This one, I don't think you have. I don't think a lot of people have this one, but there's a reason why it's on here, and it's Bram Stoker's Dracula. It is probably
absolutely.
It is probably the closest we're ever going to get to
You're
trying
going to hate it when you see my list because it's on one of my lists.
Oh, it is. Okay. Yeah. For me, after having watched a lot of Dracula movies over the decades, this is probably the closest we're ever going to get to somebody trying to film Bram Stoker's original novel. You know, the way they shot it, and while not everybody may agree with a lot of the people who were cast, not a lot of people take the time to actually try.
You're only talking about one actor. It's Keanu Reeves. That was everybody's piss and moan.
Yeah,
his English accent was terrible.
Yes.
It doesn't matter.
And again, I like Keanu. I think he probably should have played another part, but I like
He's a
Keanu.
He's a very subdued character actor.
Yes.
And he's playing Jonathan Harker, a guy who's just been traumatized, and it doesn't quite work.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. The scene at the dinner scene, which is one of my favorite crossfades.
Oh, jeez.
It goes from gore to fucking Anthony Hopkins cutting into a rare beef. It's so fucking fun. I love that cut. But I thought he did a fantastic job. Another problem with that film is no continuity editor. There are so many continuity problems in that film. It's ridiculous. Sometimes the cowboy hat's on his head. Sometimes he's holding it. And sometimes it's on the coming out from under Dr. Seward's butt. Like, how did it get there? Because he was just fucking holding it. You know, but I still love that fucking movie because it's the closest adaptation.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, in my humble opinion, because there is an argument that the BBC version from 70s was the truest adaptation, but I consider that a BBC production for TV. I believe it is the only cinematic film to get Dracula right and followed the way it was written. So, but we have some more people here, by the way. We got Orville Nation is here. Vinkman Fansite's here. Vinkman's girl. Did I miss anybody? I think I got everybody. I think that's everyone. I like being caught up. And I do have some comments that I need to read right after you give me your next fucking horror movie.
Well, my next one is also not going to be on a lot of people's list.
This is number 1, isn't it?
No,
or it's number 2.
No.
So
this is number 2.
I stand corrected. Number 2.
Yeah, number 2. Number 2 is The Cabin in the Woods. Hello?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh,
We can hear
okay.
you.
Yeah, The Cabin in the Woods. I love that film. I can't.
You're talking about the M. Night Shyamalan film.
Yeah. Did he do that?
No.
No.
That's
I
not
know what you're talking about.
Whedon.
Yes.
Drew
J.J.
Goddard.
Abrams.
Yeah,
J.J.
no.
Abrams was involved in that, wasn't he?
It's Drew Goddard who directed the film and Joss Whedon.
I could have sworn Abrams was involved with that somehow.
If he is,
too.
it's subtle because
I do like that film. I like the whole Monsterverse thing.
Oh God, they
real.
created an entire universe in one movie.
Yeah,
and it is just about smashing tropes, which is part of the reason why, I love
Joss
movies
Whedon,
that do
that's
that.
what I'm thinking of, Joss Whedon, because I hate him almost as much as I hate J.J. Abrams.
I like films like Murder by Death that take a particular genre and try to turn it on its head, or will speak directly to
In a
the fans
smart
of that
way.
genre.
In a smart way, because some parodies don't get it. Even though and even I kind of enjoyed Scary Movie, but I'm like, technically you're doing a parody of a parody.
Mm-hmm.
Because Scream itself was kind of a parody of the genre.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a little jab at the genre. So, but that's a great film. No, and I love that moment when you think the guy's gonna, the hero is gonna fucking survive. He fucking dies. Shaggy and what's her name that survived from the Scooby-Doo? They're the Scooby-Doo game.
Shaggy
If you
and
look at
Velma.
them,
Yeah, Shaggy and Velma.
it's Velma and Shaggy that survive.
Yeah.
Well,
And it that ending though rocks.
everybody dies. That's
I
the
mean,
apocalypse.
It is so much fun to watch, and what that movie turns into by the final 10 minutes, it's a completely different film, and it rocks. It's different. It's
You're so right, man. They cast the Office guys perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys are so good, character actors, so fucking good in that role. I love that movie. I really do too. So, what's your number 1?
My number 1 is Universal's Frankenstein. OG. I mean, that may not be technically the literary version of it, but as a horror film from a very, very, very young age, that's one of those movies that, besides Dracula from Universal, that's one of those films that is just, it just does it for me. And the kicker on top of everything else is that the novel is pretty much the very first science fiction novel.
Yep.
So it straddles two universes.
Yep.
So in a
Horror, sci-fi.
the creature and Dr. Frankenstein,
or the modern Prometheus.
that's right. That every time you see that, that's really a symbol of early science fiction. So Frankenstein in and of itself is a symbol of early science fiction. And that just tickles me.
By the way, it was directed by a great director, James Whale.
Mm-hmm.
He would direct Frankenstein, then The Bride of Frankenstein. Then he did The Invisible Man.
Mm-hmm.
The Old Dark House is on my list, too, of favorite films. Halloween films that are haunted houses.
Mm-hmm.
And I love those are the 4 horror films he did.
Yeah.
And but Frankenstein's great. Boris Karloff, what a great actor. To make sure that the monster is something that people care about. So they hire a really good actor, Boris Karloff. A much better actor than he gets credit for.
Much better. I will. Boris Karloff really and truly should always be remembered for his great physical ability to be able to act through the makeup of what he wears, because that is the key to actors or character actors. When you're wearing a lot of makeup, you have to be able to emote through the makeup, or else it doesn't work. So you got to be
2 powerful scenes: is the little girl with the flowers,
mm-hmm.
and the scene when he's with the old blind guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Powerful acting in those scenes.
I saw a meme I think it was yesterday, about Frankenstein. Some Gen Zer was complaining that people got the wrong idea about the story. It's actually the monster that's the victim. And I'm like, that's the whole story.
That is the story. You fucking idiot. Thanks for pointing. Thanks, Captain Obvious. I love how these young people think they're just figuring shit out.
The youths out there just finally catching up to what the rest of us have been saying.
Dumb youths. Pardon me, did you say youths?
No, youths.
So, but James Whale, there's a movie about him that I really do. It's a bit of fiction, but I do love the movie with Brendan Fraser of the Mummy remakes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Gods and Monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Which talks about the last days of James Whale, the great director.
Yep.
Who was
I love that.
They
movie.
say that he was a closeted homosexual, but everybody in Hollywood knew he was gay. It's just the public that didn't know.
Yeah.
He did not hide it from his friends.
There are a lot of really good films that either are horror or kind of walk the horror line a bit. And you could argue in certain sections that the movie Joker also kind of walks that just a little bit in certain scenes. But when done right, there is nothing like horror. There is nothing like it. And it is great to have a genre where you can actually go and be free to express and get out all of your emotions and everything while watching it. Especially, to me, this is one of the best genres to watch with friends.
And by the way, you're right, Slasher Fred. The blind man is in The Bride of Frankenstein. I forgot. It was supposed to be in the first story. They put it in the second one because a lot of people don't know that The Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein are all one story.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the book. Because his new Adam, it's the closest thing to a name that the monster has is Adam, because he refers to him as his new Adam. And he makes the bride for him. But they left that completely out of the first movie.
Yeah.
And like Keith said, it's not really a straight across the board adaptation.
No.
But it's both of them together make one movie.
I will give honorable mention to the entire first season of Penny Dreadful because it makes you
good. Season 2 dropped the ball, but season 1 was great.
It makes you want to read those books. And also,
I love the guy who plays the monster, by the way.
Yeah. And also, the comic book that inspired the movie, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, also, because both of those are very dependent on the original literature that they are referencing as to how much you know about them. Not so much for the enjoyment. I mean, you can enjoy both of those, but there's a deeper sort of resonance when you understand and have read the books that contributed to both of those. And especially with Penny Dreadful. Darn, it was just a very, very well done show.
Brian joined us.
Yep.
Hey, Brian.
What's up, you
Hey, Brian.
gay bar listeners?
I want to point something out to you, by the way. The guy who plays the monster in Penny Dreadful is, what's his name? Give me a second. Rory. Rory Kinnear.
Rick Kinnear.
Oh, right,
And he is the son of the late, great Roy
Kinnear,
who was killed by the Three Musketeers' third film.
Roy Kinnear.
Yep.
He
Died
died
of many a British movie.
due to an incident involving that film.
Mm.
And
He,
Roy, what a great actor that guy was.
Oh, geez.
Here, let me find him real quick. Here we go. He was in the Beatles, Hard Days or Help.
Help.
No, Hard
yeah,
Days Night.
yeah.
Help.
Hard
Yeah.
Days Night.
Was it Help?
And
Yep.
Help.
He also was
Was
in
it
the
Help?
yeah.
It might have been
He
Help.
he was also in the Mike and the Mechanics video. All I Need Is a Miracle.
all I need is the miracle.
All I need is a medical. Yeah. At my age,
What a loss, though. Because here he is. This is him here.
Roy Kinnear was great. He wasn't he in one of the Three Musketeers movies as well?
He was in
Stuff
all
like
of them.
that.
Yeah.
And he died making the last one.
Yep.
And there he is. Great freaking actor right here.
He fell off his
Yeah.
horse, is what I thought
Yeah.
it was.
And it did internal damage, and then he got an infection, got sick, and fucking
You know, his
died.
parents were Scottish, and his father was in fact a
Gentlemen?
Scottish rugby international.
Yes.
Gentlemen,
Yes.
we owe this to Sax.
There you go, Kyle. Happy Halloween. And
What-
let's see.
One last thing about Mr. Roy
Cam
Kinnear.
Cam's here. Hold on, I got to say hi to everybody.
Okay.
Cam Cam's Crash Courses has joined us too. So hi, Cam Cam. Go ahead, Keith. I'm sorry.
I'm just going to say, young Mr. Kinnear, the younger Kinnear, also spent his time in the more recent Bond films.
Bond films. That's right.
Because
works for
he
Q.
was,
Yeah.
yeah,
Or
he
not
was
Q, M.
Q's,
He works for M.
yeah, he works for M. He's M's technically secretary, I think.
It was
Mhm.
N.
That's for secretary.
He must have had a letter.
True.
But Roy Kinnear was always on TV in Britain on things like The Avengers and shows like that. He would pop up in episodes playing different characters every few weeks. He was
And-
a really great actor, great character.
And of course, the guy who directed the Musketeer films worked with him previously and liked working with him.
was it
Was
Dick
Dick
Lester?
Lester.
Yeah.
What a fucked up name. My name is
Yeah.
Dick Lester. You can stay away from my kids, man.
Look, he still owes somebody an apology, and he never did that. You know, Dick Lester messed up Superman 2
Superman 2. Yes, he did.
because, he,
But it's not his fault. That's really
the producers.
I'm friends with one of them. I've been trying to get him to join us.
Oh,
on the
really?
show. I've been trying for 2 years trying to get him to do an
Oh,
Well,
interview.
we
try
can have
harder
him on.
friend
then.
request on
Try
Facebook.
harder.
Yes, I should be harder when I'm trying.
At least his name's not Mo.
Oh, jeez. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Mo Dick Lester. So
Richard Donner. He
Anyway,
owes
so
Richard
we got your
Donner
top
an
five.
apology. Oh,
Brian has joined us, but Stephen was here first, so I want to go with Stephen. Let's get your top 5 list, starting with number 5.
Top 5 list of what?
Yeah.
Horror films.
Horror films for Halloween that you like to watch.
Pretty broad church, is it not? Like that's a broad.
Well, yeah, because I do 3 separate lists, or 4 separate lists. And
I
here's
know.
how mine are broken down. My favorite horror films, my top favorite campy horror films. My top 5 can't be modern, and those are classic, then modern Halloween horror films. And then I have my top 5 haunted house.
So you got your gothic stuff, you got your ghost
that's
stories.
the haunted house
you
one.
got,
But that mine are broken up into 4.
I'm just
But Stephen,
playing
are you
for
still with us?
time.
Still here.
Okay, what is your list? Start with number 5.
All right, number 5. And I have a hard time deciding because I can always think of another 5, or I can always think of the movies that scared me the most. So here's one of the ones that did scare me the most. My number 5 is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And this was a movie that I saw years after its release, obviously, because I was quite young. And so I finally got the chance to see it. It was on Turner Classic one night. I think it was the first time it had ever been televised. So I sat down and I watched it, and I got through the movie fairly well.
You're still talking about Texas Chainsaw, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And you get to, of course, you get to that scene where you get the reveal of Leatherface. That's like one of the best jump scares of all time. What? Right? Then he just picks the guy up and throws him inside, and you go, well, he's done because he's in the lair now,
That was so violent the way he threw him.
Yeah. Just like a
It's
second.
like, holy shit, that was a human. That wasn't a dummy.
No.
There was a pad there for that guy.
Yeah.
Well, there are humans that are dummies, so.
Which of those, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, is the one where he does the curly shuffle when he goes around the corner?
That's the original, the one he's talking
the original?
about.
Okay.
Yeah, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm in the theater watching this thing, and I started giggling. Because when he goes around the corner chasing that girl, and he's got the chainsaw up in the air and smoke coming out of it, and he goes around the corner, and his leg goes up in the air as he turns the corner. And I swear to God, I went, whoop, 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 whoop. And I started giggling because I thought it was funny as fuck the way you turned that corner. But there's comical moments in it that people don't notice. Like when Daddy gets home, he's yelling at him, what about this? And they're like, well, no, we took care of that, Daddy. We took care of that. They're all here. We got them all. And they're, well, what about? He goes, no, we took care of that too, Daddy. And he goes, well. And then he turns, he looks at the door, is all fucked up. He goes, look what your brother did to the door. He couldn't find anything to get mad about. So he gets mad about the door. It's a comedy. But I do love the film. And it is like when I saw it at a college showing, the college theater. And I was drunk. It just was so fucking funny. I'm like, what? I'd never seen it as a kid. But I think that would be terrifying as a kid. So is that your number 1 or number 5?
That's number 5.
Okay, let's number 4.
My number 4 is Night of the Living Dead.
You go for some classic films here.
Yep.
And
all right.
Again, a movie that I saw for the first time on cable. It was on AMC back in the old days of AMC when they still had like Bob Dorian and Nick Clooney doing the host bits. And so I saw it on there. Not 100% positive about what I was getting myself into, because again, a movie where I made it most of the way until it got to one scene when they got to the quote unquote the cookout scene where the teenagers get blown up in the truck. And, the zombies have a barbecue. And I went, okay, they exploded. They're going to cut back to the house. And then the zombies start walking up. Okay, they're going to cut away. And then the zombies start eating the bits. And I'm like, oh my God, they're not stopping.
That was real raw meat that they were eating.
That was, yeah. And that was when I was like, okay, this went to a whole other level. It's been fun and games. Now we're getting into the really messed up stuff. And then the rest of the movie
has some weird moments in it. And the scene that freaked me out was the scene in the basement, the cellar, with the daughter, when she kills the dad with she kills him with a spade, doesn't she? Little handheld one.
Handheld spade.
For flowers. And and of course I'm sitting there going, that slow thing killed a grown man. Whatever. But when I was a kid and I saw it, that shit scared the crap out of me. But hey, Tim is here. What's up, Tim? We got a video for Tim too. You want to play it, Martin?
Yes. Let me find it.
It's
Here it is.
By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
Posed as a question, Tim. Not totally sure. Would you believe Tim? So, okay. So, Night of the Living Dead. What's your next one?
My next one is Alien.
Oh, class
Again, a movie that I saw very young, again on cable, and because I like science fiction, and up to that point, I like the cheesy monster movies. You know, the guys who are obviously it's a guy in a suit. I was used to movies like that. So the design of the creature, because I'm trying to figure out, okay, I know it's got to be a man, but the way it's designed, okay, that's not entirely a man. How did that work? And, you know, whatever. I became obsessed, with what the creature was going to look like, because it looks different in every scene. And I got wrapped up into production design angle of it. My thinking was, okay, the actor that I knew was Tom Skerritt. Tom Skerritt's the captain. He's the star of the movie. He's going to figure out what's going on. He's going to kill the monster. He's not going to save everybody, but he's going to come out on top at the end of this thing. And then halfway through the movie, nope, he gets taken away. And it's
they pulled a psycho on us and killed the guy you think's in charge. You know, it was technically going into the second act.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's pretty early in the film. But hey, before we go any further, we got to do our little commercial break here for promoting the channel and our merch store. So here you go, man. I look so cool in this. Hi, my name's Bob. I like Pop Culture. And of course, this show is brought to you by No Dose. If you need to stay up all night, No Dose.
Could use one
Is that
of
a blue
those.
pill that keeps you up all night?
Oh
No, the different kind of up. Now we did one of the Freddy films. We did Nightmare on Elm Street, and they talk about this pill that the kids take, and it's a No Dose. They used a fake name, but No Dose was the shit we all took in high school to stay up for exams and shit. But yes, if you want to be as cool as those two kids in that video, you can get merch too and be just like Christian DeLorme and have your own personal, what is our show called? Pop Culture something?
yeah, something like
something. Get your own shirts, man, or jackets, hoodies, whatever. Also, we have the artwork I did with Keith and I as cartoon versions of Rick and Morty / Keith and Gary. So you can get that artwork too. But anyway, we're moving on to the next film. It was Alien was the last one. What's your next film, Stephen?
My next film is The Thing.
Oh,
The Carpenter
a lot of
version of
similar films. Yeah, we're right in there. Shanotsky has joined us. There he is. Be seeing you. And okay, your last one, because this is number 5 or number 1.
My number 1 is the movie I make it a point to watch every Halloween, and that, of course, is John Carpenter's Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
The original. Yeah. And I mean, what can I say? You know, Michael Myers, Laurie Strode, Dr. Loomis. Everything just works. It is, in my opinion, the granddaddy of slasher films. It's the genesis. It's the origin. So you can't beat it.
Yeah, and Paul just did a Halloween video where he shows that there are so many scenes that if you're not paying attention, you won't notice that Michael Myers is in the background watching.
Oh yeah,
he's in the car, because the car you'll like. There's a scene between the town sheriff and and Loomis talking. And way off in the background is that little station wagon, brown station wagon. It's like, holy shit, he's watching them. That scene too. He's all over the place. Because you do see him. You see him outside the Halloween store when the cop pulls up to talk to Laurie and the rest of them, kids. And you see him pull up and watch. But there are other scenes where he's already parked, just sort of sitting there watching shit happen. He's always there watching. Great film. I love that film. I also love that John Carpenter used The Thing in it. Because that's the movie that was playing on Halloween that they were watching in the house. The original The Thing from 1951.
Think from Another Planet. Think from Another World.
What's that?
Think from Another World.
Thing from Another World. We still refer to just as The Thing. It's The Thing, and then in small print. From Another World. They felt that was necessary.
Based on the original story, Who Goes There? From 1938.
And they do refer to it as a thing in the original text. So, but anyway, that's 5 for you. Let's get to Brian. Brian, Lade, what are your
Since you asked this question, I've changed my list 5 times already. This is so hard. And this is like the 4th time this month on streams I've done this, and I've changed the list every time. So this is not a definitive list by any means. It just is fluid. And I've tried to pick representatives of each subgenre.
An ever-evolving list.
Yeah, so at number 5 today, I'm going to have Dawn of the Dead.
The original.
The 78 Dawn of the Dead, 1978 Dawn of the Dead.
Much
Still scares the shit out of me to this day.
That's a great film, dude. I love that movie.
I particularly enjoy this one because of the music as well, which is Dario Argento and Goblin, who did all the Dario Argento movies, which could have made my top 5. Suspiria and Tenebrae and so on. So
wait, was it Dario that did Zombie? Who did Zombie? It was another Italian.
Did he do Zombie 2 or something? I did one
Something
of them,
like
didn't
that. One of them.
But yeah, I love all the Argento stuff. It's not. I haven't put them in my top 5. I have a top 50 here, which they're in.
Suspiria freaked me out as a kid.
Suspiria scared the shit out of me back in the day.
Which cut of Dawn? The European or
the original?
American?
This is the European cut.
Oh, there were different cuts of it?
Well, when I saw it in the cinema in 78, I don't know what cut that was, but that's when I first saw it, Dawn of the Dead.
Did you see it in Glasgow?
No, I didn't. I saw it in Edinburgh. It was an X-rated thing, and it was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
what cut
everything's X-rated that's good over there.
I don't know what cut it was. Sorry.
Hammer wore that badge proudly that everything they put out was rated X in Britain.
Yeah, and that's the badge of honor. I've seen it many times since, so I don't know which cut that was, but that's, I still fondly remember being scared shitless, and that music, you know. So that was number 5.
By the way, what was the big Hammer film that played with the letter X in its name?
Yeah, there was one. Quatermass, wasn't it a Quatermass movie?
Well, Quatermass, but no, it's X the Unknown. Yeah, it's not Quatermass. It starred Edward Chapman, Dean Yeager, Leo McKern, Michael Ripper, and Anthony fucking Newley. I loved Anthony Newley, man. Love that guy.
Yeah, right enough, that wasn't a Quatermass. That's true. Could have been, though. It was the same kind of story. But anyway, great.
It's exactly. It's a lot like the first, the first Quatermass
black and white one,
with Brian Dunleavy, where this thing lands in an alien.
I do have a Hammer one in my list.
The pilot.
I've got one Hammer film in my list because otherwise it would be all Hammer, all the time. It would be Hammer time.
Hammer time.
Yeah. So number 4 is not a controversial pick. It's The Fog, John Carpenter.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, which I find as a classic scary movie.
It's technically also a autumn-spring love story.
Yeah, and it's
between,
it's not
by no means and Tom Atkins.
By no means the most violent or gory. It's actually got that old-fashioned horror feel to it, you know, like suspense horror. I've always loved that movie. It's beautifully done, and and it's got 2 or 3 great female leads in it.
Oh, by the way, Lady V Elements has joined us. What's up, Lady V? It's good to see. And so that's 2 for you. So what's your number 3?
So I'll go for a sci-fi type one, which has been mentioned already, Event Horizon, which I absolutely love. That's my number 3. I mean, let's face it, I could have had Aliens, I could have had The Thing, I've decided to go for Event Horizon in this list. Another list, it may be different, I don't know. But that's another creepy movie, because it's all that psychological horror, which I love.
Yep.
No, I'm not a big slasher fan. So, no. Number 2, I've got a horror Hammer movie, the 1958 Dracula, known as Horror of Dracula in the US, of course, but just Dracula in the UK.
Where he barely says a word. I like that.
Yeah, but the sexy Christopher Lee, sexy vampires.
Scary as fuck, Christopher Lee, too.
And beautiful Technicolor and heaving bosoms, bodice ripping.
Heaving bosoms.
I got that number 2.
And all of that makes you forget the shitty set design.
Well, indeed. What you're looking at. What are you really looking at? Yeah. And I guess for number 1, I'll go for some fun. American Werewolf in London.
That's on my list too.
Which I think is my favorite Halloween era. Watching a Halloween movie at Halloween, that would be, other than Halloween, that would be my favorite one.
I loved it. It was scary as fuck. I saw that. How old was that? 16.
But amusing too.
And
Jenny
again,
Agutter, come on.
Jenny I didn't see it with my dad. Did you have to see it with your dad?
I didn't. I was old enough to see it on my own at the cinema.
I wasn't. Yeah,
so I was like 15 or something, so it was not a problem. But love that movie dearly. It's got a great mixture of everything.
I've been to that actual movie theater. I didn't go inside, but I've been there. It's right off Piccadilly. Yeah.
And they said, sorry, it's no rotting corpses allowed in today, and they turned you away.
Yeah. No animals were harmed in the making of this film, living or dead. That's
I love
in
the Yorkshire Moors pub. It features a very early appearance by Rick Mail.
That's right.
Drinkers, yeah. From
Young
Young Ones, and then a bunch of other stuff after, obviously. But
where he was the imaginary friend one.
Yeah, that was the movie he made.
Mr. Bogus or something like that.
So he features a very, very young appearance by him in it. But,
yeah.
Blink and you'll miss it, but he's there.
Also, the barkeep has been in a lot of British films.
Is it Brian Glover? I can't remember who the barkeep was.
No, it's not Glover, I don't think. But I just remember the guy. Kind of a heavy, stocky guy.
Jenny Agutters in it too.
Oh my God. Crushes. Who did not have the hots for her?
Yeah. Of course, I'd already seen her naked in Outback or wherever it was, Walkabout, the movie Walkabout.
I never saw that movie until I was older.
See,
that was my first Jenny Agutter film.
The funny thing is, they would show that movie to us at school, and there she is naked.
Wait. Jenny Auger was naked in that? I've never seen that movie.
Walking around the Australian Outback naked, yeah.
It's a thriller. Oh,
and certainly seeing her naked would be a thriller.
Wow. Yeah, so that was 5. I've got another 50 here, but we'll move on.
I like that, Cam. So you're I'm echoing.
We're echoing.
Keith, you're echoing. So Cam says, yes, I saw American Werewolf in the theater. Way too young. My uncle had to take you. Yeah. My dad took me. I was 16. I begged him to take me to see that movie. I love that film because it did something that films hadn't really done yet. Not since really the 40s when Abbott and Costello did Meet Frankenstein, or actually technically Meet the Killer with Boris Karloff.
Yeah,
where they mixed horror and comedy, and they did a good job because he plays Freddy in The Killer, and he's being pursued by somebody. You don't know who it is. You suspect it's Boris Karloff trying to kill him, and the tension of him being chased was something else. As a kid, I was on the edge of my seat. Oh my God, he's going to kill Freddy. He's going to kill Freddy. Which is, of course, Luke Costello.
Actually, you just reminded me of a movie. Is it The Night of the Hunter? That could almost be considered a horror movie.
It is. There are scenes in that film that are really high.
That scared me shitless when I saw it as a kid.
He's trying to kill the kids.
Yeah.
He's going after those kids, man.
Yes. Charles Lawton's only directorial movie.
Another film that's not technically a horror film that scared the shit out of me as a kid was Cat o' Nine Tails with again that was Dario Argento, right?
That was
that
him,
Dario?
yeah.
Or
I think so.
I think it was him. Yeah, because he did the something with the crystal plumage, the bird with the crystal plumage,
Bird with the crystal plumage, yeah.
which is another slasher film. And this is a slasher film, but again, it's a child in danger, and you get Carl Malden, a blind guy, and Tony Franciosa.
He did a couple of Dario Argentos. Yeah,
I love those movies. I'm a big fan of that stuff. But I guess let's see. I want to get to the chat, and then we'll get to you, Shinatsky. Let's see. Your Muslim uncle said 5, Prince of Darkness, 4, Halloween, 3, 3, Halloween, 2, 2, or Halloween, 2, The Shining. You need commas, man. Commas help.
So 4 is Halloween 3, but 3 is Halloween 2. No,
that's what it looks like, but it's not. Number 2 is The Shining, and number 1, The
Thing. Yeah, I mean the Thing. I've got the Thing. If it was just a list of, I don't know. I've got another list here which has got the Thing at number 1, but that was monster movies.
Yeah,
but it could count in any number 1.
It's still, I classify that as horror. It's science fiction horror, monster horror, but it is horror.
It could be I mean, it's not one of the 5 greatest movies of all time, in my opinion. But
I'm trying to get to these, Martin. Hold on. These are the starred ones. So the previous one was Muslim Uncle. AF Watcher says, as for Fave, Sleepy Hollow, Demon Knight, good film. We just talked about this last week. Monster Squad is a classic. I'm going to introduce Anima to that this weekend. Sweet Home, I don't know that one.
I don't know it either.
I've never heard of either of those films.
I do.
I know Mayhem.
It's an adaptation of a Capcom video game which was released at the exact same time, which was the inspiration for Resident Evil. Actually.
Oh, Sweet Home, the Japanese one. I didn't. Yeah.
Okay. What was Mayhem?
It's that guy
Mayhem,
from the Allstate commercial.
Stephen, please, you were going to tell us.
Mayhem has a Stephen Yeun in it from Walking Dead and Samara Weaving, and it's like people start going crazy in an office and get drugged or whatnot and start knocking each other off. It came out around the same time the Belko Experiment did, and they were kind of.
Yeah, I saw Belko Experiment, so interesting.
Yeah. It's just that Mayhem was kind of going more for humor.
I know the one you're talking about now. I know the film. Elm Street, of course, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Nightmare Before. Christmas.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So that's that one. Unstar that one. We'll go to the next one. Read by Nature has The Thing, Nightbreed, Evil Dead 2, Hellraiser 2, Nightmare on Elm Street 1, and then It, the original miniseries / movie. And I do like that one too. Let's see. AF Watcher, I may be the minority, but Werewolf by Night, I enjoyed. You're not the only one. Even Doomcock likes that one. But yeah, Deanie and Tim should have ignored the comics. Oh, wait, they didn't and made one of the greatest shows of all time. There you go. Let's see. Slasher Fred says, one of my top 5 horror movies is the original Stepford Wives, which is all about obsession and perfection.
Yep.
It was a precursor to Blade Runner in many ways. AF Watcher will be celebrating Halloween with some beer and the last drive-in show tonight. Then tomorrow, a Halloween party is Dr. Salvador along with my BF. All right, sweet. Slasher Fred. They also use the quote, "You gotta be fucking kidding me," in another Universal movie, Child's Play 3. I know I saw Child's Play 3. I don't remember that. But that's funny to throw that in there. Did you ever play the PS2 Xbox Thing game? Yes, I did. I own it. I still can play it whenever I want to and have played. I played it last year. I had the Xbox game, but I also had the PC game. So whether I have my Xbox console or my PC, I can play it. So that's nice. So thanks, man. So you're back in charge, Martine. I'm finished with all the starred comments. So Shinatsky, let's hear your top 5.
Yeah, I'm good. Like top 5 horror that have given me like the most joy in one way or another. You know, a little spin on it because I could just because sometimes something can be horrifying that's not
Hey, War
necessarily
Monkey.
scary. So, but it's like the idea of something. Anyways, we'll just start with the list. Number 5, Ringu, i.e., The Ring, i.e., the Japanese girl got drowned in a well. It's a mix of like Stephen King.
Yeah, you're talking about the original Ringu, which is really good.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the drummer in the Beatles?
Yeah. Ringu Starr.
Ringu Starr. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Simple premise, and some oftentimes are the best, especially movies. You play a cursed videotape, you watch it, you get a phone call, it says 7 days, and then the ghost will come to get you. It's also a novel, which some people don't realize. And it's by what was it like? I think it's the Japanese equivalent of Stephen King over there. It's a good novel if you ever get a chance to get a hold of it. It's out of print, but it's good. And it's basically a mystery that leads up to the horror reveal, which is good because it's a very slow burn. It's not like slasher film type horror. It's like you will die by the end of this. And then it spends the entire movie leading to that.
What's the next one? I'm sorry, I just got Julia died. Just tried to call me my boss. So
that's fine. It's like tell you're busy. Number 4 is Let the Right One In. One of the
original, right?
Movie. Yeah. The original is one of the eeriest vampire movies ever because the vampire is a young child and is in essence basically grooming the lead character to replace their older guardian. Like that's the entire thing with it. And he picks a kid who's weird and out there. He knows that he can, like, there's the first time you're watching it through, you might think that, oh, the vampire saved him. And then when you really think about the movie, especially afterwards, it's like, no, the vampire is setting this kid up the entire movie so that he'll love him. And then just, do anything for him, much like he did the previous one. So it's a really it's a sad story overall. It's a really, it's a great tragedy.
That's fantastic, dude. What's the next one?
My third favorite, and it's one of my favorite siege films too, Dog Soldiers.
Oh God! Yeah.
Yes,
great cast.
Forgot about that.
And other bit of trivia, they even have a character named Bruce Campbell in it.
Yes, they do.
Guys that get killed off. Influenced by Evil Dead, Zulu. Once again, simple premise, but it works amazingly well. Bunch of soldiers get sent on a training exercise. Turns out they're bait for werewolves because the U.S. government wants to capture them for whatever reason. And then they end up in a cabin in the middle of the woods where they hold off until everything just goes to hell.
Isn't that set in the Highlands of Scotland? That one. It's so long since I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got a great
Sean
sense of humor too.
Sean Pertwee, I like Sean Pertwee. Should get more work.
Yeah,
because they have a great sense of humor. Like they have a character named Spoon. After he gets eaten, it's like one of them yells at him, "Spoon," and he just yells back, "There is no spoon."
Yeah,
good reference. It's good cast in that. I've forgotten about that. The cast is really good in that.
Oh, the cast is freaking amazing.
Liam Cunningham, Kevin McKidd, who's a resident of the town my grandchildren live in. Like it's a little small town in the Highlands. So,
and like in Scotland, even though werewolves ate a patrol, the footy still gets top billing in the newspaper.
Yeah, the only thing is because it's in Scotland, they deep fried them before they ate them. Deep fried them.
They didn't grind them up and stuff them in a sheep's stomach.
They thought, only then they would batter them and deep fry them. So,
I thought we Americans were the only people who deep fried everything.
No, we deep fry the shit out of everything in Scotland.
Oh, so
Mars bars. You can get deep fried Mars bars in Scotland. It's a delicacy.
Nice.
Fried French fries.
Yeah.
My number
double
2
fried.
Yeah,
double fried.
Battered up French fries.
Yeah, the Irish are just as bad. And well, we all know that the Scottish are just Irishmen that never learned to swim.
Number 2 is also probably my favorite satire of all time, American Psycho.
That's a good film.
Oh, interesting choice.
And in
Yeah.
the end, you find out that none of it happened. I love that.
Oh, it works on levels. I mean, technically, the filmmaker, she wanted to make it much more ambiguous, but in essence, kind of failed there. But the whole comedy of manners for the entire thing, it's just the behavior of Patrick Bateman alone is so hilarious, and yet he is in the movie doing some of the most jacked up shit possible. And if you
Well,
go
the whole
into the
Huey
book,
Lewis
it's
scene.
even worse.
That whole Huey Lewis scene just slayed me.
Yeah, I always love the Phil Collins one.
Phil
You have a
Collins stuff
dog?
is
What's
great.
with all the newspaper?
Love
No,
the
I
Phil
don't.
Collins stuff.
He's like,
Or
The-
just it does so much. Like, is this even really going on? Because there'll be points where he's wearing different clothes, like the business card scene is the only time he's wearing those glasses in the entire movie. I'm like, why is he wearing them? And it's like reality is kind of broken throughout the entire thing, but it's wonderfully done. Also, if you're a fan of Silicon Valley, Gavin Newsom is the gay guy that hits on him. That's still one of my favorite scenes when he goes to strangle him in the bathroom and he just starts kissing because he thinks he's coming on to him. And then he's so freaked out about it, he just runs away.
Roger that.
There's so much stuff I can talk about. The fact that a lot of things are set up by some of the stuff he's watching, like the stuff with the prostitutes. One of them's name's Lydia. The porno movie he's watching is called In Lydia's Ass. At the chainsaw scene, he's watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre earlier in the movie. There's just there's so much great little stuff to pick up on the movie that the filmmakers put there that most people don't notice, but they should, because it's more than a statement on consumerism and materialism. It's a personal statement on yuppie culture. Hey, Paul.
So what's your number one?
Alien.
Yeah,
Alien. That
Great
is.
choice. Yeah.
It's still, in my opinion, it still deals with some of the most deep-seated psychological fears that people have. Besides just fear of death, fear of violation, fear of disease, like the alien. Well, you might be afraid of pussies, but not me.
Oh,
Now, I've got terrible, terrible news. Julia has to talk to me. And,
What's terrible about that? We're getting rid of you. Thank God.
well, I was supposed to do my list, and I'm getting called urgent phone call from Julia.
Holy shit. Yeah.
So I'm going to have to go and deal with that real quick, put a fire out or something, because I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to be gone for a few minutes, guys, dealing with that. And then as soon as I'm done talking with her, I'll be back. So
Who's next?
all right.
It was supposed to be me, but unless Martin has a list, even though he doesn't talk.
well, I have a list.
Well, there you go. Do your list, and I will be back. Keep the show
It's
going.
5 of Gary's videos.
You know who else had a list? Oscar
who?
Schindler.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That was bad.
Santa Claus has got a list.
That was
too.
bad.
Santa Claus has a list.
You're not Shinatsky. Who are you? And where's Shinatsky?
right,
Okay.
so-
What?
I was saying, I was going to ask what your number 5 was.
Oh, well, here's the thing. I have
What's
a
the
little
thing?
more.
Good
No,
choice.
no. I have a little more than 2,000 horror movies. So I can really make a true list because I can't. I fucking can't. So in this case, I will. I just wrote down the first 5 titles that came to mind, and I've been feeling guilty because it's like choosing between your child. children's, and I have a 5 runner-up list too. And sadly, most of them has been named already. So in my runner-up list, without no specific order, I have an American Werewolf in London, the Benicio del Toro version of The Wolfman. I like that movie.
Interesting.
Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
The De Niro one.
Yeah. Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Mhm.
And yeah, I know you're gonna give me the time of day, but Trick or Treat.
That's a
those
good
are
one.
my those are my runner-ups, and my list. And by no means, if any movie that you consider great is not here, don't take it personally. I as I said, it's just when I think I'm in the mood for a horror movie, the first thing that pops in my mind, number 5 is Evil Dead.
Mhm.
Number 4 is Nightbreed.
Which cut?
Both. I love both. I saw the original first on HBO, no less, and I was in love with the movie. And then I saw the director's cut, and I like both. Yes, one is better than the other, but I like both. Number 3, number 3 is almost the entire saga of A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Got to pick one.
Even the brainchild.
Yeah, got to pick just one.
Man. Oof.
So, New Nightmare 3 or
No, we can leave left out the New Nightmare. I said almost the entire saga. I can narrow it down only to 1 or 3. You choose. You choose what goes in my list. I don't care. Number 2, Event Horizon. Number 1 is In the Mouth of Madness.
Yeah, I thought of that one too. That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a very good one.
Oh yeah,
Mind,
good
real
list.
mind fuck. Yeah.
yeah. It's a little light. Not very torturing.
We can see what kind of a twisted and evil person you are.
Yeah, I'm trying to I'm trying to get that concealed.
More machine now than man.
We're all Sam Neill at the end of that movie when it comes to our franchises these days.
We are.
It's like Star Wars. God damn it.
Oh man, no.
Good one.
This is
So
not reality.
Sam Neill could have been a very good Sith.
Cool.
Sam Neill's
Okay,
a great guy. Yeah.
Speaking
He's
of,
great in Daybreakers.
speaking as
yeah.
someone who has never seen Nightbreed, and I know I'm getting stuck with Spears, I've never seen Nightbreed. I just recently purchased a 4K. Now, which cut should I watch first? Should I just watch the theatrical?
Absolutely,
then
the director's cut. Don't
just
waste
go
your
straight
time on the theatrical.
No?
It's not the movie that he wanted. When he did the director's cut, that's the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. The theatrical was very disappointing because I read the book. What was it called? Cabal. I think that was the name of the book, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, Cabal. Great fucking book. I got to tell you, he's one of the few writers that would put fucking fear and dread into me. I read his fantasy book, Weave World. And there is one scene in that book that I had nightmares about for a long time. It just stuck with me. It dealt with the 3 witches in the story, like something right out of Shakespeare. And they were fucking horrifying. Great book, though. If you've never read it, Clive Barker's Weave World. Gives
Isn't that
that
something to do with
Dude,
Culture Casino?
That guy, he has a touch, man. You have you played the video game Clive Barker's Undying?
No,
No,
You should.
sounds gay.
Okay.
that sounds
So it's
very,
Clive
very
Barker.
gay.
No, I've never even heard of it. What's it
There's
about?
there's special forces team that go to kill the Antichrist.
That's what the game's
No.
about.
No, that's not Undying. That's not Undying.
What's Undying about?
It's a Cthulhu-esque story about a Kurd family who live in an island. Well, or undead in an island.
Oh, sorry, I was thinking of Jericho.
Yes, Jericho.
Okay, I'm going to go and get to my list then. Or are you done with yours?
Yes.
Sorry, the show's over. We don't have time.
Hey, wait a minute! It's my show.
Roll credits now.
The future is now, old man.
I'm just going to go through these lists because I have 4 lists
Do it.
of 5.
Oh, come
So I'm
on.
gonna
We only
start
got
with
one
top
list.
Haunted house films is number 5, Poltergeist. Number 4 is The Haunting, the original film from 1962. 64.
Yes.
Ghost Story from by Peter Straub. I love that movie.
I thought of that movie.
House that came out in the 80s. Remember that movie, right? William Catt.
I'm partial to
I've seen
house
it
to
once.
myself.
Seen it
Yep.
once.
I love that movie. Must be a hell of a raccoon. Yeah. Then, of course, my friend Frank Lilloge's film, Lady in White, number 1 haunting, ghost story film. Love that film, and it is an absolute Halloween must for me. I watch it every year, and I showed it to Anna recently. And she fell in love with it. She goes, "Well, that is a beautiful film." I said, "Yeah, because it's a coming of age film. It's a ghost story, and there's a little bit of horror in it, and a little bit of comedy, family comedy." Let's see. My top 5 campy modern Halloween films starts with number 5, Army of Darkness, just like you.
Mm,
Bubba Hotep,
I forgot about Bubba Hotep.
Monster Squad,
Nice.
Gremlins, and Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, Killer Clown.
Attack of the
So
Killer
lucky,
Tomatoes?
I'm friends with Charles Chiodo, and I've been trying to get him and his brother on here for the longest time.
Man,
Trying.
we have been robbed of that sequel for too many years.
Well, they promised it. It's coming.
Tell them that they've already met me. I enjoyed meeting those guys.
They're great guys. They're really funny. Now, my top 5 campy old classic Halloween films. Number 5, Abbott and Costello Meet the Killer with Boris Karloff. Number 4, the original House on Haunted Hill. Number 3, the original 13 Ghosts. I love that movie. Number 2, The Spirit is Willing by Castle, the great filmmaker, made cheesy horror films. And number 1, his other film, The Tinkler by Castle.
I've seen Gods and Monsters, by the way, that you were talking about.
Oh, that's a great film.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I
Yeah.
love
Yes.
Monsters.
That is a very good film. Let's see. And then, of course, these are my top 5 favorite horror films. Lost Boys, Bright Night, Bram Stoker's
For real.
Dracula, An American Werewolf in London, and number 1, The Thing. And once again, with American Werewolf in London, there are so many cool things that changed from the original script that ended up being taken out, because originally the movie theater scene was supposed to be a regular theater and they're watching a movie and 2 kids turn around and start approaching him when he's transforming. And then he kills the whole family and the kids. They changed that whole scene, and I think it's better for it, making it a porn house. It's a porno film. And the whole scene between him and his buddy is just so funny. You look like shit, just some of the dialogue in that. It's funny dialogue, but it's really not a comedy. It's a horror film. But it has, in my opinion, one of the most artistic endings, because he's there at the end of the alley, and they're all at the other end aiming their guns down the alley at him. And that werewolf is horrifying looking.
Oh,
Rick
yeah.
Baker's werewolf is more horrifying than his protege did for The Howling, even though I love those werewolves too. But he's great. And then his face goes placid and calm for a second when she says, "I love you, David. I love you." And he looks calm, like, the beast's heart has been calmed. But then it snarls and it starts to leap, and they shoot the fucking shit out of it. And by the time we cut back to the body, it's no longer the werewolf. It's David laying there dead, naked in an alleyway. And what do they do? What do they do? They end with bomb, 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 ding, dong, ding, dong.
Have you ever
What a
considered
fucking ending to a movie?
Have you ever considered that in that moment David was really there and just committed suicide by police?
That absolutely went to my mind many a time. He's like, I don't want this. He didn't want it, and he couldn't kill himself. And I think that he did choose to kill himself, that he really did love her. But he chose to die because he knew it needed to end.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Possible. Very possible, yeah.
And there's nothing more rewarding than when that fucking pretentious fucking cocksucker police detective, chief constable, fucking gets his head eaten, butt bitten off, and rolls out onto the street in Piccadilly. It's so fucking funny.
Hey, I'm picking some vindictive vibes here.
God, well, look, there's something funny about it. If you grew up watching British crime shows, you know,
look out, Gavy's got a shooter.
Yeah, the cop's always on top of things, always the boss, governor.
Fiction of Doc Green, Z Cars, shows like that.
And in the movie, he's played as a jerk. And so his death is very rewarding. I loved it when he got his head bit off. I think the only real, because David's a tragic character, clearly, because he didn't want this put upon him, didn't ask for it. But his best friend, the way he slowly decomposes through the film, and the dialogue, the banter between those two. And not to forget the Yahtzee werewolf scene, the dream sequence. That shit was crazy. And what I loved about that is Rick Baker just recently talked about that over on Joe Rogan. Go look at his interview over there on Joe Rogan. Great interview. He said what he loved about that was that Landis left him alone. Left him completely alone to do his job. Which is something that, Rick Baker, it's why he retired. He got tired of the bureaucracy in making films. He would be promised that he would be given latitude to do what he does, and nobody would second guess him. But the minute that he did something, immediately they're requesting changes. Something that they would agree to. They'd sign a contract saying it, and then they'd do it. And he got sick of it. And he talks about that in the interview too. But Bram Stoker's Dracula, again, is one of my favorite versions of Dracula. And I think the craziest version, though, came out in the 70s, was Jack Palance as Dracula. Do you ever see that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy. But Lost Boys is a classic film, too. I love that film. And we're going to be doing that tomorrow on Tom and Jerry. You should join us, Brian. And
I will try.
It's Tom and me are going to do some breakdowns. Hopefully, all you guys can join us. We're going to be talking about Lost Boys tomorrow, and it's absolutely one of my favorite horror films of all time. And I love that they didn't go with the original ending, but ended with Grandpa saying that great fucking line. The only problem with Santa Clara is all the goddamn vampires. I'm like, what a fucking ending. Because they've been trying to keep it from him and lie to him and had no idea. And if you go back and watch the film again, look at his reaction to every single thing that happens in that movie, including the lead vampire. He was already onto him. You see it on two times. He does it. He's onto him. He knows what he is. Fuck, I love that movie. And one of the greatest lines delivered, comical lines delivered in a film, horror film, is in that film when he yells, "A vampire, my own brother, and a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. Wait till Mom finds out."
Holy shit, it's the attack of Eddie Munster.
You know, that's what really disturbs me about all the attempts to turn it into a television series with all the screwy changes they keep wanting to make.
Well, they keep wanting to make it woke. They keep wanting to gender flip and focus on gender identity politics, and it's fucking leave it alone. Just tell a story.
If you're gonna do it, create new characters that you can bring in. You know, it wouldn't be that much to add. Maybe, you know, give the Frog Brothers a cousin who is a she who thinks she knows everything, or you can write her as the ultimate comic book fan who even knows more than the Frog Brothers. She's just not used to vampires.
Or have it be Frog Brothers and sister.
Yeah, it wouldn't take that much, you know, but you know.
I've always had the concept of doing it where someone who's like a werewolf hunter ends up running across vampires and has no idea what the fuck to do because all their skills are about killing werewolves.
Yeah, I didn't like the Frog Sisters. I thought that was stupid.
Yeah.
No.
It just don't shit on the original. Add to it, don't take away.
That's right.
Add to it, don't take away. That's where they fucked up with Fright Night. That should have been done. If they were going to redo it, it should have been done as an 80s film. And having somebody that was on the last years again of doing TV as a horror host because their movie career died.
Oh,
hey,
Gary,
Steven, what's up?
I heard Gary died, and someone lied to me. That's the only reason why I'm here.
He didn't die.
I know. I was here. I was here.
I
to
smell like that sometimes when I fart.
or talk.
Oh.
So, well, Steven's here. Let's get your list.
List of what?
Top 5 favorite horror films to watch during Halloween.
Teletubbies.
Mm-hmm.
Anything out of Disney Plus recently?
Uh-huh.
The Last Jedi.
Okay.
I still haven't watched Rise of Skywalker. I'm saving that for a very good Halloween. Gary's face is going very unimpressed right now. It's great.
Yeah, because I'm being genuine.
Oh, be genuine. Oh, if you want genuine,
I really would like to know your top 5 favorite.
All right.
horror.
Tim Curry's It is number 1.
Oh yeah. We brought that up earlier.
Yeah.
Who else had that one?
I don't know. Who
It was in the chat. I think it was our Muslim uncle.
Oh, okay. Well, it would be the prime one. The Thing would probably be another one due to certain scenes. I still classify that as horror.
Yeah, I think 3 of us picked that.
Yep.
So you're right.
All right. Which one is it with Tarantino's testicles falling out when he's approaching the girl?
Planet
Terror.
Planet Terror. Thank you. That's another one. His balls are falling out because he's melting. Yeah, that's another one. It's a toss up then.
Movie?
Yeah. Hellraisers. Everyone's scary. And honestly, Ernest Scared Stupid.
What one?
Ernest Scared Stupid.
Oh, Tom brought that up the other day on their show.
Yeah, that one scene with the kid looking under the bed, and then she rolled over, and then the troll's like right there in the bed. In terms of that's it. Like,
don't forget to drink your Miak.
Special shots would be Paranormal Activity, The Nun. What's the other one they just had called The Red Door? Which one's that one? Insidious.
Yeah. Oh, Insidious.
Yeah.
By the way, Jedi Bill has joined us and I did say hi to you earlier, War Monkey. But if you didn't hear me say it, hey, what's up, buddy? Anybody else join us recently? Tim, Monkey, Jedi Bill. Okay, we got everybody. So, and Jedi Bill says Wolfman's Got Nards, which is a classic one from Monster Squad.
Burger King foot lettuce.
The what?
What? Fuck?
Burger King foot lettuce.
Okay.
I guess that is the voice of the picture of Special Gary.
No, not Picard. The Red Door was literally a door from the painting. It was the recent.
That
came out. Yeah. Come on, guys. Get your
that sounds like the dude that does the mystery shows on YouTube.
Behind the green door.
The Canadian dude.
No, that's called YouTube moving the goalposts, and everyone creator's looking for it. Sorry, I'm making a Sniper Wolf joke. If you guys saw the recent turnout,
that's a real life horror movie.
I did not. I'm not aware of any of this.
She doxed someone, and they only gave her a temporary suspension to monetization, and then YouTube tried to blame both parties for why it happened.
Yes.
Yep.
So blaming the victim.
Yeah.
And yeah,
As long as they're a man.
yeah. But no, there's other ones out there. Like there's the
Yeah, you can't be a
Hey!
victim if you're white or a male.
if you're going
Admiral Tig is watching us from Rumble.
oh, okay.
Oh, take it here.
Hey.
What's up, my friend?
I would say Werewolf in London would also be pretty good ones. If you're going comedy, anything that came from Mel Brooks and horror. I don't know.
Like Dracula, Dead and Loving It.
That was a good one. That was Leslie Nielsen,
Frankenstein
right?
was the one I liked, where
Yeah.
he did Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein. Yeah.
Putting on the Ritz!
If we're going shows, I think if you were at the right age limit, X-Files was still good as a horror because they had certain episodes that freaked the crap out of you, like that like the twin that was attached to the guy's body that would detach at night from the carnival and go around killing people.
Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
One
Or the
X-Files
thing that-
episode in particular, Home.
Home.
there were-
Yeah.
There was also the other one where it was living within the waste disposal plant, and it looked like half leech and had the circular mouth.
Oh, that was X-Files. Yeah, the
yeah,
X-Files one.
X-Files as well. Yeah, there's a bunch out there. The Fly, the birth scene, Aliens. There's too many. when it comes to
Cronenberg was the best at body horror.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Scanners.
And
When he vomits on the cookies
Hi,
and
70.
then looks up and he goes,
Ah.
"Oh, I'm so sorry. That was gross."
Did any of you guys say Terrifier or Terrorizer?
I saw the first one.
Then we got the Cube. Then you can go to Evil
Oh,
Dead if you
Cube.
want humor.
Yeah.
Sphere, Event Horizon. It all depends, man.
I just got to interrupt because I got to go. So
Oh, is it 'cause
see
I'm
you
here?
guys later. Gotta
All right,
dash.
Brian, thanks
No,
for dropping in,
Stephen,
buddy.
nothing to do with it.
Take care.
Bye, Brian.
You're laughing.
Brian.
You're lying.
Bye.
You're lying.
Guys, bye.
You're laughing and lying. I
See you,
know.
brother.
Come back here, make a wish.
It's so funny when we go over our list. So many of us have the crossover of movies, and it's like I'm not surprised. That's why we're friends.
Well, the best collection of horror movies right now is Disney Plus.
Well,
No, those are
Remakes.
horrific movies.
They're still-
Horrific.
And they're still horrifying.
By the way, I do want to point it out. There's a film that I mentioned in the old campy horror films, which was one of the Castle films. Is The Spirit is Willing. It's absolutely one of my favorite haunted house films and / comedies. It's got some Sid Caesar's in it. I mean, let me go find it for you real quick.
Can we throw in Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe as horror?
sure.
Oh, good. All right. How
Let's
about
see.
Kevin Smith's attempt at the New Warriors? Can that count too? as horror?
Sure.
Okay, all right.
Let's see, honorable
1967.
mention, Ready or Not.
Yeah, that works.
I saw that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it's got some good horror. in it.
Moon Knight.
Sure.
Gary's trying to
Oh.
keep it. Yeah.
Mischief, when albeit for just a few seconds, but it had a Donald Sutherland. No, this Malcolm
Bystanders?
McDowell.
Would it be the Bystanders or the Puppet Masters?
Here's the
No.
movie's, poster that came out in 1967. It's both a coming of age story and a comedy and a ghost story. And you got John MacGyver in it, Vera Miles as the wife of the main character played by Sid Caesar. Just an all-star cast. John Astin is in it. And I love this movie. It is just a classic comedy / ghost film. And this young lady plays two characters in it. She plays the local girl and the ghost of the girl that's trying to kill him. She has a crush on the little boy, the teenager in the film, this kid. And she's trying to kill him so he can be a ghost with her. But then the girl from the town also looks just like her. So it's the same actress. Great cast, hilarious film. And if you want to watch a zany madcap ghost story film, this is one of them. The Spirit is Willing. And Sid Caesar keeps hurting his back. That was one of the ongoing jokes.
I hope that's what it was.
Oh, Andy, that is just mean.
And if you don't recognize this guy,
There's also Demon Knight too. From, Tales from the Crypt.
Barry Gordon is best known as one of the voices of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Uh-huh.
And he was the kid in the movie.
Hmm.
So it's a good film. I highly recommend it. It's one of those films that most people don't know.
I saw a great short horror film yesterday. It was it's on Tim Sheridan's feed before he blocked half the internet.
What did he block him for?
Because we criticized him shitting on Comicsgate, and then we asked questions, what his comic book is about, and he started blocking everyone. No joke. He replied to me once, then blocked me.
He
blocked everybody.
A gay creator making a gay comic book. That's all I know because he didn't tell me what the fucking story was.
Well, good on him. You know,
That's the J. Edgar Hoover one.
I don't understand why you got to shit on other people to promote your stuff. You know,
Wait a minute. Isn't he the guy that's doing the
J. Edgar Hoover one? Yes, that's the one he was promoting.
J. Edgar Hoover and Green Lantern.
But he was
the Green Lantern, the further
but
changing of Alan Scott.
Yeah, but he was promoting it by calling misogynist, racist, phobes, and all this stuff of all of Comicsgate while trying to promote it in a 2-minute video.
Yeah, because it requires phobia to think something stupid. Yeah.
No, that's not true.
Oh, son of a bitch! He blocked me. I don't even know this fucking guy.
I have the video. I saved the video. I saved the video too, just so.
Oh
I can,
my god, these fucking pussies, man!
His name
Jesus
is Tim
Christ.
Sheridan.
Tim Sheridan.
Tim Sheridan. No offense,
I
deleted.
never
When
even
you said,
heard
when
of
you
this
said,
fucking
I've never
guy
even
before yesterday.
When you said that,
Hold on, man.
Even Script went after him too.
I've never said a fucking word to this guy, never. And look at this. Look at this.
He blocked you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Deleted scenes, no offense. You sound like Papa Smurf. He said, I don't even know this fucking pussy. You went full Papa Smurf. It was hilarious.
He's probably gone through social media and blocked all the people who have been on certain shows, or I don't think he's had time to see everybody.
You think he blocked your black ass?
He hasn't blocked me.
Block pussies. I'm sorry.
You want me to look?
Then you can call him racist for it.
Hold on, I'm gonna look right now.
I made valid points. I'm like, you're shitting on other creators rather than selling your book and saying all the proceeds go to the Elton John Foundation. So not only do you take your comic book and shit on other people, you insult the foundation you're very proud of, and then you still want us to buy your merch. And that's when he blocked me.
It's even worse. He turned off. He has it where it's only people who follow him can reply. So he's denying.
He went safe space. He went safe space.
Yeah.
Cable's went safe space. Yes, that's where he went. Yep.
I can't even find him. I'm just bringing up articles about him.
I am Tim Sheridan. Or you do Tim Sheridan Twitter in your Google search, and it should give you it.
Well, here you go.
Sorry, I derailed this.
He blocked me also on my personal account.
Okay,
and I assume because I post a lot of conservative stuff on my personal account. I don't post it on Pop Culture Minefield because Pop Culture Minefield is all of us. So I don't put my personal politics on there.
I'm blocked.
Yeah.
I'm not.
He's got to use a list. He's got to use a list blocker.
I think he just likes having the Green Lantern shine bright so we can see the silhouettes of Edgar Hoover and Alan Scott go at it.
Here you go. I'm blocked.
There you go.
Well, I think it's safe to say he prefers being on.
I'm feeling slighted here. I'm not blocked.
Well, that's because you're from Virginia. What do you expect?
I'm going to post this.
Oh.
There we go.
Everyone feel good? Sorry about the derailed there, radio. Sorry about that. That's what I do.
Oh, we're not on radio anymore.
Well, you're not?
No.
You lose.
I'm on radio on Mondays with KGRA, but Pop Culture Minefield, we went away from that.
Okay.
Let me just address his particular argument this guy made in the first place, which is that people have a problem with there being a lead character being gay. No, most people don't. And the example I'm going to cite, one of the most critically acclaimed TV series of all time, The Wire. Almost everyone's favorite character in The Wire is Omar Little. And you know why? Because Omar is a great fucking character. He's also gay, but that's not the thing that they focus on the most with him. They focus on him being a stick-up boy. They focus on him going to war with the Barkdale gang. And what was it? Who's the guys after? They focus on that with him. He's a dynamic in the character. He's charismatic. He's all this stuff. I don't see any of this shit from these types of people. People don't have a problem with gay characters. They have a problem with this gay shit.
I think they have a problem with the fact that they're writing characters that are just gay. They're not writing characters that are human beings.
Yeah. Like, what's your shit about? He gets blackmailed with Jay Root. So, gay person has gay sex. Yeah. Okay. Straight people have straight sex. Should we just start writing comics about straight people having straight relationships?
That was one of the counter arguments, though, that came on my retweet. It's like, gay men have gay sex. That's considered an action. Heroes of action do have gay sex. I'm like, what does that have to do with what I'm talking about here? That has nothing to do with relatability. Do you need someone pounding another person's ass to feel relatable in the comic book? Like, I don't get it. They're so out of touch because they just need to see that symbology, but they're not actually understanding what relatability versus trying to see yourself in a character. It doesn't matter if you're a villain or a hero, reluctant or anti. It doesn't matter.
Also, character personality type, because the Japanese have figured out how to make gay characters that are appealing and popular. Case in point, in Sailor Moon, Uranus and Neptune are lesbians. They're also hot as all shit. Girls love to cosplay them. Even straight girls love to cosplay them because they have great, appealing designs.
Well, technically, they all wear the same outfit, just different colors. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry for derailing for that. But did you even get to watch the video, Gary? Because I can give it to you if you want it.
Which video?
Tim Sheridan's. I saved it. I downloaded it before he blocked me.
Share it with me. I'll watch it.
There, it's right down there in the bottom if you want to watch it. I don't care. It's up to you.
Oh, all right.
Fucking, this guy's a dork.
I clicked on the link.
No, it's not the link. It's actually shared in your Streamlabs studio.
What?
I uploaded the video.
Oh, yes.
Martin's asleep right now.
Tim Sheridan, writer of DC's Alan Scott, The Green Lantern, and I just opened up a box of advanced copies of issue 1, which look amazing. This is the main cover, which also gets a virgin foil variant, and that's by the great and powerful David Talaski. There's also 2 other amazing variants, one by John K. Snyder III, and this beautiful portrait by Nick Robles. I am here to ask you a favor. The book comes out next DC Tuesday, October 24th, but already the haters and the queerphobes are out in force, doing everything they can to see that this book tanks. They use code and they make it sound like they have legit problems with a book they haven't read yet. But the truth is, they just don't like that there's a queer hero in the upper ranks of the DCU. The only way we can shut these people down is to make this book an undeniable success. The only way to prove to all the big publishers that there's a huge market for authentic stories about LGBTQIA plus characters and that these stories are for everyone is to buy the heck out of books like this. This one's only 6 issues.
Sorry.
You understand that they've proven time and time again that that's bullshit.
Yeah.
They make up less than 5% of the entire populace. So how are you going to get that? It's just, I don't know.
Alan Scott was never gay
shit.
until they made him
honest. Gay. I don't care. If you want to put out comics and your original comics to do that stuff, that's fine. But when you start doing stuff to already established characters, I have a problem with that because you didn't create it. That's not your character to do with whatever you want. Dude, and I call bullshit on writers and publishers that do that.
Do you know what's really funny, Gary, is the fact that they've had a gay character for God knows how long, and they've not once made a gay story about Aquaman.
Aquaman's not gay.
That's right over your head, John. Right over your
head. No,
right over your head.
It didn't go over my head. I got it, but I didn't want it.
It went right over your head.
Aquaman eat fish sticks?
No, that's Kanye. You got that backwards.
It's yay, but as we call it.
Marvel's had a gay hero for years. North Star. They even had a gay
North
wedding.
Now so, he's gay. Yeah.
You know, why isn't there any push from the gay community to have, you know, that they've got their own hero? Why don't they push him? Oh no, we've got to make your hero gay.
All I'm saying is Batman and Robin. I mean,
that wasn't gay. That was just an awkward relationship. They never made eye contact. They wore masks.
That was the joke.
So again, you know, our problem isn't with gay characters. Our problem is with when they change characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's really all it is.
You stand in the wrong sun too long.
Alan Scott was never gay until they made him gay a few years ago.
You know, we got a new season of a show that I really do like. I'm going to pull this down, by the way.
All right, go ahead. You can pull him. Oh, yeah, he's a dick.
Yeah, because I heard all I wanted to hear from that fucker. Would it be inappropriate if I said from that cocksucker? Yeah.
No, technically, you're
Am I a phobe? Am I a phobe?
No, it's probably what he identifies as under the sheet.
You know what a phobe means? It means you're afraid of something or afraid of becoming something. I'm neither of those.
That's why I'm afraid of being intelligent.
So it's a misnomer to say phobe. They use that. It's a way of. It's like the whole thing of calling people cis. You know, cis is a gay community created term.
A slur. It's a slur.
It's a slur for people who are straight.
Yeah, and they keep saying it's not a slur. I'm like, did never heard
absolutely
until you guys brought it up. It is a slur, and they try to defend it like it's not, like it's our secret code. I'm like, you guys are your own secret.
You created a bullshit name for something that already existed called heterosexual.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Have we been kicked off YouTube yet?
I don't know. Is Gary being a furry yet?
I don't know. I'm absolutely 100% pro gay rights.
Same.
Because. And I say this to many of I said it to my gay son. I've said it to my gay friends. It's like, you already have that in the Bill of Rights. There is nothing that they can do to you that's legal for being gay. Nothing they can do to you that's legal, because you have basic human rights. There's no special rights for being gay. You get no special rights. You get no special... ability to do things before. It's like, you don't get to cut in line. You don't get a special fucking parade. You hold your own parade. The gay pride parade is not held by a city, and it would be fucking weird if they did it. That's something that the community does, the gay community, and they have every right to support themselves. Although I fall in line with Norm Macdonald when it comes to those parades. It's like when he was talking on Dennis Miller, he said, "Yeah, what really bothers me, man, is that I'm here in San Francisco, and went to the gay pride parade, and I'm like, they're holding up signs. I'm so proud. I'm like, that's a really weird thing to be proud of. It's not like you cured cancer or
AIDS,
found a vaccine for polio. It's just you're really good at fucking a person of the same sex."
Oh wow! I took this off the rails. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
There's no problem with gay rights. The problem is gay lefts.
Hey, guess what? He didn't block me.
Did you read the post, bro?
He's afraid of blocking you because you're black.
Oh.
Tell him that. Tell him, I am so offended that you didn't block me. You're a racist.
Yeah. I'm a cis black man, and I want my fair share of blocks.
I don't use that.
Keith and I are both the same way. We both feel the same way. It's like we support the gay community.
Yeah.
I'm very pro gay people getting married. I'm not going to force a church to do it, but they have every right to a civil union, or their Unitarian or one of those churches wants to marry them, Presbyterian, or what's the Anglican church does, the Church of England /
hanging.
They call themselves here in the U.S. But that church supports it too. It's like, look, you found churches. Stop trying to make everybody, because it goes against what they believe is the tenets of their faith.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm against that, but I'm pro. Because look, I believe that every human being has a right to be miserable.
That's right. That's what marriage is for.
I was going to get to that. Wow, son of a bitch. It's like Dennis Miller said it best. Every American has a right to, or every human being has a right to be miserable. So I support gay marriage. And besides that, one day we'll eventually get gay divorce court. And that will be the greatest thing ever on television.
I support the gay community very well. I listen to an Elton John album at least once a month.
Wow.
I've watched The Lion King twice this month already. Oh, sorry.
We have reached my Penny.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, of course, Penny, the most G-rated person that we ever have met, and we've ruined her. We've ruined her by ruined.
Hi, Penny. Hope you're doing well.
I support the gay community, just not on my hands and knees.
Just in the bathhouse.
Oh,
yes. Now, see, that was what they told us in the Army. There will be, you know, you did not bring up race in the Army. You did not bring that shit up. Drill sergeant during basic would fucking smoke you if you brought up anything about race.
Well, if race is so important, why do they keep wrong race?
And that's what this drill sergeant said. He stood up there and he says, I, just like the U.S. military, believe that everyone is equally pieces of shit. And we hate you all equally. We are an equal opportunity destroyer.
You know,
Okay.
I don't think cruise missiles care about your sexuality. I'm like,
Oh my God, fat.
Wow.
Great. Man, he looks so sexy in that.
Penny wants the Vox Machina.
Yes, I'm right here, and here we go.
Open your back door, baby. Loosen your hinges, I'll show you my key.
Thank you for your cooperation. Good night.
Wow.
So,
That's
we're into
mildly
the show.
disturbing.
We've gone over by a few minutes, and I'm fine.
I'm
with
sorry.
that.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
So I got to get back to work. I promised Julia I'd have something done for her either tonight or by tomorrow morning. So I'm going to get back to work.
Let me at least say this one thing leaving the show. Our good friend Brittany Greer is having a premiere tonight for her movie.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween is the name of the film.
Brittany is still technically part of Pop Culture Minefield.
Oh, yeah.
We just got to. She's so funny. She really is.
She's fun.
I love having her on the show. The problem was her internet was really garbage, and she would have to sit right next to the modem on the floor to do the show. I think one of the funniest moments is when we had who was that? Was the guest? Was that Phil Morris?
Yeah.
Phil Morris, Gregory Morris's son from Mission Impossible, and he himself a big TV star. He's been in Smallville as the Martian Manhunter. He's on Doom Patrol as Dr. Silas
Stone.
Yeah. Great actor. He's a great guy. And we're doing an interview with her on there with him, and she forgot she was doing an interview and just sort of was like, it was so funny. It was cute and adorable. She kind of forgot herself. Like, Brittany, you got any questions? She's like, I'm in the show.
Wow.
But she got her movie premiering this week.
Yes. In fact, tonight at the Alamo, they're doing a huge premiere plus
They're
a
renting
Q&A
out the theater.
Yep, a huge Q&A afterwards. It's already been sold out. It's been sold out for at least 3 weeks now.
And I love that the Alamo works with local filmmakers, and they give you the money from the ticket sales, the majority of it.
Yeah,
not all of it. They give you a majority of it.
So if you have an opportunity, you can find Happy Halloween on Instagram. You can find it on Facebook. You can find it, I think, even on X. I think. And just go ahead and interact with Brittany and her cast.
Wow. You know what? I'm going to show the trailer. It's on YouTube. Halloween trailer. Hopefully we won't get ganked for it.
Burger King foot lettuce.
Where is it? Happy Halloween trailer. It's not on YouTube.
It is. It should be. Let me see.
2023 trailer. I'm not finding it. What the hell?
I found Hoobie Halloween. That's the wrong one.
It's not on here, dude. See if you can find the trailer, Keith.
Okay.
I'm finding
shoot me the
Hoobie
link.
Halloween.
Because I want to show it to help support her.
He wants to show it. Someone's phone's ringing.
There we go. Happy Halloween. IMDb. It's on IMDb. So
let me see if I can find it there.
Graham.
While they're looking for the trailer, I just want to say one thing. I'm actually enjoying the Frasier series reboot.
I am too.
Minus the laugh track. That has to go.
No, that's live laughter. There's no laugh track. There is no. It's filmed before a live audience.
Yeah, but are they alive?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'd hope so. That would make the set really smelly.
The laugh is too. Yeah, it doesn't sound right.
Send me the link. I'm on here and I'm not finding Happy Halloween.
There we go. Okay. You got to jump through a bunch of hoops to find it, but I think I got it.
It's going to be Pornhub. Watch out.
Okay. Yeah. Slayer Productions.
I found it.
I'll send you.
No, I found it.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if. Where's the trailer? It's not on the page. It's not on the fucking page.
Alamo exclusive trailer. It's under that.
Just share the link. This is fucking ridiculous. Trying to find the trailer to our friend's movie.
Okay, hold on.
You know, it makes me sad that they didn't even contact me and ask me to do the poster for them.
Gay frogs.
I like helping my friends.
Yeah, we all like helping our friends.
This is ridiculous. I'm finding a thing where they're talking about the movie coming out at the Alamo Draft House.
Do you get the link?
No. I was
I'm
hoping
talking
they
to
put the
Keith.
trailer in it.
Hold on.
I'm talking to Keith.
Oh, sorry.
And
He's keeping us in suspense.
I know, I'm sorry. It'd be easier to get this. Here we go. Here's the link.
God, I've seen. Never mind.
I'm waiting for it. Waiting for it.
Okay, I got it from where you posted in.
Yeah, go ahead and put that in the chat.
I've already got it.
Oh, okay.
How many guys does it take to find a trailer, chat?
Good morning, creepy campers, and welcome to Camp Terror Television. Bum, bum, bum. Quick question before we get started. Have you guys seen kind of like a weirdo in a hockey mask running around? No? First up, big congratulations
Casey
to the
Jones.
King Cast celebrating 200 episodes. The 200th episode extravaganza is over 3 hours, 24 guests covering the entirety of Stephen King's 1990.
That's it?
No, that's not the trailer at all. I mean, that's somebody doing some basic
Three short
talking.
story collection, Nightmares and Dreamscapes. This extravaganza.
Martin found it.
No, I didn't found it. I just have a link that you post.
Yeah, that's the link. That link I sent you.
Okay.
I have that joke, like how many guys would take to screw in a light bulb? It's like going through my head right now.
Oh, it's the one right below it.
It'll be funnier than a joke of how many guys does it take to make Green Lantern gay?
No, that's how many guys does it take to screw Green Lantern.
Apparently just J. Edgar Hoover.
By darkest day. This night, you better zip your ass tonight.
I do have one question then. Does J. Edgar still wear the dress in bed?
I like that. That's pretty cool.
Poorly lit maze at night. What could go wrong?
The only one that's gotten those messages is still alive.
Used to have a cornfield. So much blood all over my corn. That looks cool though. I like the mask effect they have with the green glow though.
Written and directed by our friend Brittany.
That's awesome. Did they change the mask effects for the skull when it was green, or was it just black light? Because it kind of looked like it went to animation overlay a little bit.
Well, we need to get her on here. And Keith, can you get a hold of her and see if she can come on?
I will talk to her tonight. Listen, I gotta go. I got a personal.
We got to end the show anyway, so stick around for at least the end.
No. I gotta go.
Bye, Keith.
Okay, Keith.
Bye, Keith.
You know, he's got a bladder like a little girl. See you, buddy.
Here, Keith.
All right, guys, that's the end. We've gone on too long. It's just terrible. It's terrible.
I derailed this. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank Andy Morrow, Animal Confuser, love of my life, Penny. Let's see, that 70s rock fan for being on the show and in the chat. Keto Simple, our good friend Dustin, Darth Plato, AF Watcher 88, Read by Nature, Midnight's Edge. Tom was here. It was really nice. Slasher Fred, D. Pensack. I don't know. I think Pensack, and I just think testicles. Latino Slant. Polly was here. Scribe Light, Andy Morrow, Penny. That 70s rock fan got mentioned twice. Martin loves him so much. And let's see. Orville Nation, Vinkman's Girl, Cam's Crash Courses, Zax, a.k.a. Kyle. Let's see. FKHC 2005, a.k.a. Tim. And Lady V Elements, War Monkey, Jedi Bill. And is that it? Is that everybody? I think that's it. That's everybody. Thanks for coming and watching the show and joining us in the chat. Thanks for sharing your top fives with us. Stephen from Deleted Scenes, thank you, sir. Shanadsky, thanks for being here, buddy. Keith, thanks for showing up. Brian, thanks for showing up. Fat Steven, thanks for showing up. And Martine Acosta Santana. What's up with the $20 name?
What's up? Thanks for staying awake.
Well, that's it, guys.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Yeah, he was fucked. Okay, guys, we'll see y'all later. And don't forget tomorrow, Tom and Jerry, we're going to be talking about the Massacre.